Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals. Welcome back to my channel. This is a Faith Junk Journal with Me episode. I put one of these out every Sunday, and I just got my journaling Bible here, and I'm going to highlight the passage that I'll be looking at today. It is John 15:16. You didn't choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce lasting fruit so that the Father will give you whatever you ask for using my name. This is my command. Love each other. Okay, so now I will open up my faith journal and just flipping through to find a page that I can work on. And I think I want to work on that one, but I'm just looking ahead just to see if anything else will work better. But I ended up choosing a page with some flowers on it because it kind of reminds me of the vine and that kind of idea ties in with plants and vines and growing and fruit growing, so that's why I chose the floral page. And then I've got a whole bunch of items around me again on the desk. These are from Stationery Pal. I'm just loving using these items. It's actually been really great for me to have these go-to items for my junk journaling because I don't get overwhelmed by all my supplies and trying to find things, and I can just go to one place and they're all there and I can work with what I've got. And I love using these almost every video since I've got this stationery haul. I have been using these little faux stamp pieces, and I just absolutely think they're adorable. I love the color scheme. It's like my favorite color scheme. It's still colorful, but more that pastel color scheme. And so I'm just looking through them. I'm going to use a lot. I think I use five different ones this time, and it's just really fun. So you'll notice that I'm choosing ones that have different fruits on them. So we've got like lemons and strawberries, peaches, and cherries. And I love how one of them says fresh and sweet, and I think that's an oranges. Anyway, so I'm just going to play around with arranging them on the page, and then as I play around here, let me chat about this scripture, why I chose it, why it's speaking to me, and as always, I hope that it is encouraging. So yeah, I was just talking to a friend this week. We had one of those late night chats, that went to 12:30 at night. Love those deep God late night chats. They're one of my favorite things. We're just talking about calling and our calling and what we're created to do, and how sometimes we can lose sight of it and get lost because we're listening to outside voices, and we can be confused about what am I supposed to do, and all that kind of thing, and worried about expectations and different people's expectations of what we should do. And in the end, we just resolved, we always come back to just, what does God call us to do? Just listen to his voice. And I love that idea of the tying in that he calls and we listen. When someone calls, you listen. And here I was getting so confused and worrying about all these other different voices coming at me. And it's just strip all those away. Just strip it all away. What is God's voice saying? What is he calling you to do? And it can just be really simple, Sometimes we can complicate it, and it doesn't have to be this grand, amazing thing. And we don't ever, I just want to encourage you, you don't ever have to compare your lifestyle or the way you live and the way you work and what your work is. You never have to compare that with someone else's life or work or anything. So, if you're a stay-at-home mum, if you're a cleaner, if you're a teacher, if you're a whatever it is, a volunteer, it's just as, just as amazing, just as noble, just as important, just as needed, just as valued, just as good as any other grand job that you might see out there. And yeah, as long as we're doing what God calls us to do, that is the most important thing we can do, and in the end, what is it? We don't have to look to these grand things anyway, because what is it? He calls us to simply love. And all of us have that same calling to just, love each other. Love God, love each other, and love ourselves. And we can do that in simple ways, or we can do that in grander ways. It doesn't really matter. And it will look different from person to person. Of course, we can all love each other in similar ways, the same ways, you know, with our words, with our actions, with a smile, with a gift, you know, by giving. But we can also do it in unique ways to ourselves, with our personality, our unique way of seeing the world, with our unique talents and gifts. These things have all been given to us as ways to love each other, as ways to bring goodness into the world, as ways to show God's glory to the world and glorify Him. And nothing disqualifies us from that. Nothing. We might look at other people and be like, oh, they're so amazing, they've got this, they've got that, they've got this wonderful personality, or they've got this amazing talent. It's like, no. Every single person already has a base foundation of ways we can love. That's all the same across the board. But then I do believe that every one of us has been given these unique things, this unique makeup that makes us who we are. And that is a gift to the world, just by being you. Just by being you. And just by you doing what you do, what you are made to do. Whether that's, you know, raising your children, whether it's being a good mother or a good wife or a good friend. You know, if you don't have a family, that doesn't disqualify you from being able to love people and, you know, loving your community, loving strangers, loving your customers if you're in retail or whatever, and in hospitality, serving your customers. That is a way to show love, great love, in fact, because, you know, I've had moments where I go into a shop or I've been served by someone and I've been crushed. I've gone and walked out feeling like I need to cry because I get all teary because I've just been treated so horribly. And I know they don't mean it. They just had a rough day, or they're just, you know, they're not feeling great, and it just comes across in the way that they serve you. And, you know, even like doctors, you go to the doctor and you're feeling nervous, and the way the doctor can speak to you means the world to someone, how helpful they can be, rather than dismissive, you know. So wherever you are, wherever you find yourself, you can make such a huge difference in someone's life just by speaking nicely to someone, even, because you just never know what someone's going through and what they need. Just walking down the street and giving someone a smile, that person could be thinking, I'm such a terrible person, I hate myself, no one sees me, and then this friendly person gives them a smile and a wave and says hello, and then that could just be the thing that makes that person go, oh, wow, I feel seen, and oh, that was really special. And I'm saying all this because this is like proper things that have happened in my life. These are stories I can tell that have happened in my life. I've had that story where I went to the doctor. I've had that story where I was walking along the street. I've had that story where I walked into a shop or was served by someone and either felt terrible after walking out there or felt seen and valued. So just know that, yeah, we don't need this grand way of loving people necessarily, or our job doesn't need to be this grand, amazing thing. Just who you are, as you are, you can make such a huge difference where you are in your life. And you might not see it, like you might not know the difference, but that person does, that person out there does, and that's awesome. Anyway, so I'm just using some stickers here to finally add last decoration to the page, and that is pretty much what I do for my page. And yes, just don't forget, that's what I wrote, don't forget God has called you, He has chosen you for good, to do good, as you are, who you are. You might not feel seen or noticed, but He sees you and He notices you. He values you and He loves you, and He's made you in a certain way that can bring goodness and light to the people around you. And even if you don't see the impact, He does, and those other people do. So keep on going, just keep going. You got this. Love people, love God. You got this. So yeah, that is my video for today. I hope you were encouraged by that one, and I will see you guys in the next video. And if you like these videos, there's a playlist in the description box below if you want to see more of those. Bye guys. A big special thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in November. Without you guys, I cannot do what I do, making these videos and teaching journaling courses, making journals and sharing journaling inspiration. So a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you guys. You are helping the mission of Willowbound Journals, which is to bring light and life into people's lives through creativity, beauty, and storytelling and inspiration. So if you would like to become a patron in December, I would be so appreciative. I'll leave the link below to that in the description box.
And there's also links to my Etsy shop and my Instagram, the Facebook community page, my personal Facebook business page, and also links to my journaling courses. Thank you so much for being here and joining me on this amazing journey. And may you journal your life because your stories matter.